Bill Belichick is the winningest head coach in the 21st century. He is the second winningest coach of all time. Yet, after the New England Patriots let him go last month, he could not find a new head coaching gig. Bill does still have a few options though, including one that would mean he could be an NFL head coach this year. Stick around to find out how. Before we get to today's content, please be sure to like and subscribe for more content. That is, of course, assuming that you like the content, as I am sure that you will. The most surprising part about Bill Belichick not landing a new head coaching job is that he was actually linked to a couple of head coaching jobs for the past couple of months.
I heard something over the weekend, and I've been trying to think of the best way and the best time to talk about it. And what I heard over the weekend from someone I know and someone I trust that made me say, whoa, that's interesting, is the possibility that the end result for the Commanders is a trade with the Patriots for Bill Belichick.
Reported that Bill Belichick met with the Falcons for 3.5 hours yesterday. Dallas is kind of the one that everyone's pointing to.
And so the Falcons and the Commanders both looked like legitimate coaching opportunities for Bill Belichick, and he didn't land either one. The Falcons seemed to be the closest to hiring him. According to Charles Robinson of Yahoo Sports, a source close to the Falcons and Falcons owner Arthur Blank said the two sides reached a crossroads when Belichick expressed his desire for the full scope of football operations, personnel, and coaching. A few weeks later at the Super Bowl's Media Row, Arthur Blank said this.
There was a lot of speculation about Bill Belichick.
Sure, of course. We had 2 good interviews with Bill. Make it absolutely clear, Bill never asked for, never requested, never required any sort of power structure. He was interested only working in collaboration. I think Bill was primarily interested in being a head coach.
So the Commanders never interviewed Bill. The Falcons interviewed him but chose to go in a different direction. The other job that I thought was a possibility for Belichick was the Cowboys. I thought that would have made a lot of sense, especially when you factor in Mike McCarthy's poor track record in the postseason. Combine that with the fact that he's only got 1 year remaining on his contract. It could make a lot of sense for Jerry Jones, who wants to win right now, and Bill Belichick, who's 73 years old, might want to win right now. It could make a lot of sense for them to come together and go chase that championship now. Bill Belichick did not get hired for any of the head coaching vacancies this year. Nobody fired their coach to make room for Bill Belichick. So what's next for Bill? The way I see it, there are 3 possibilities. He could retire, he could go into television, or there's a third option that actually allows for him to coach this NFL season as an NFL head coach. First, let's get my least favorite option out of the way. He could retire. He's got 6 Super Bowl wins as a head coach, 2 Super Bowl rings as the defensive coordinator for the Giants. By the way, that means that the Giants are 4-0 in the Super Bowl when Bill Belichick is on the sideline. Bill Belichick has the second most wins of all time. He's 14 behind Don Shula. Now, the downside of Belichick retiring is exactly that last point. He's only 14 behind Don Shula. That's a number he could catch with 2 mediocre seasons or 1 really good season. Then the other reason I don't love the idea of him retiring is because of Tom Brady. I think that Tom Brady factors huge into the Bill Belichick legacy. I don't know if that's so important to Bill, but it would be to me if I was him. Tom Brady and Bill Belichick together did win 6 Super Bowls. They won 17 division championships. And like I said, Belichick does have the 2 Super Bowls before he ever met Tom Brady. But if I'm being honest, putting that on his resume does feel a little bit like when David Carr comes on NFL Network and they put Super Bowl champion on his credentials. He was Eli Manning's backup the year they won the Super Bowl. He played no downs of meaningful football that entire season. That doesn't really count. I don't want to be negative. It doesn't really count. Look, since the Brady-Belichick divorce, Brady's won 1 Super Bowl. Belichick didn't win any. Brady's won 2 division championships. Belichick hasn't won any. I mean, think about that for a moment. Not only has Belichick not won a Super Bowl without Tom Brady, but he's never even won a division championship without Tom Brady. Brady and Belichick went head-to-head one time, and Brady won. Individually, Brady's won MVP 3 times. Belichick's won Coach of the Year 3 times, so I think that one's a push. When you look at their totals, I'd argue that Tom Brady has the better resume. Yes, Belichick has one more ring than Brady does, but 2 of his rings were as a defensive coordinator, and I really feel like the Brady-Belichick debate is about quarterback Tom Brady versus head coach Bill Belichick. As a head coach, Belichick hasn't won anything without Tom Brady. I think that's a reason not to retire. I want to see Bill win something without the GOAT. Okay, but what's the second option for Belichick? If he decides he's not quite ready for retirement, what's another thing he could do in 2024? He could go into television. Belichick actually has already won an Emmy for his participation in the NFL 100 series. I know that he comes off a little stiff in NFL press conferences, but I think that's actually a little more strategic than people give him credit for. I think, first of all, he probably hates some of the hit pieces that journalists have written about him in the past, and he figures the less he says, the less ammo he gives them to write about him. So I think that that's something that factors in. And then the other thing that I think is actually the biggest reason why he doesn't like talking at press conferences is because he doesn't want to show his hand whatsoever to his opponents. But as far as Belichick on television, he also made an appearance as recently as this year for ESPN's College Game Day for the Army-Navy game. By the way, Army won. Always go Army, beat Navy. And if Belichick does decide to go into television, I actually have a proposal for you guys. I have an idea. I want him to go to Fox Sports because Fox has Rob Gronkowski and they have Tom Brady. Imagine a Monday morning show, Monday afternoon show. Maybe it's a daytime show. I don't know. But imagine a show where you've got Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski, and Bill Belichick all together talking football, talking about things going on in the league right now, reflecting on things they went through together. I feel like that show would be great. You'd have Tom Brady and Bill Belichick really breaking down the X's and O's for us. And then you'd have Rob Gronkowski, who is great entertainment, super fun, funny personality. Actually, to make the show even better and really round out that cast, if you could get Randy Moss and steal him over from ESPN, that would be even better. Because Randy Moss is also one of those guys that is just fun, lovable. He's gotten Belichick out of his comfort zone before. We all saw the clip come out a few years ago from when Randy Moss was with the Patriots and he talked Belichick into coming to their Halloween party. But let's get to the reason that you actually clicked on this video. How in the heck could Bill Belichick possibly be an NFL head coach this year, even though he didn't get any of the jobs when they were available? I got 2 words for you. Jeff Saturday. Normally, when a team fires their head coach, they elevate someone already on the staff to the interim head coach position. In 2022, when the Colts fired Frank Reich, they went with ESPN analyst / former Colts center Jeff Saturday, and they brought him in to be the interim head coach. It didn't work out all that well. Saturday went 1-5. One of those losses included blowing a 33-point lead over the Vikings. When the Vikings came back to win that game, they broke the record for biggest comeback in NFL history. In fact, it's downright insulting that I'm even mentioning Jeff Saturday as an NFL head coach in the same video where I'm talking about Bill Belichick. The only reason I bring it up is because Saturday was able to go from TV personality to head coach, and if he would have done a good job, then the Colts would have kept him and he would have gotten the job outright. Just imagine this. If the Cowboys start off next season 1-5 or something like that, or 1-6, whatever, it's not crazy to think that they might try and salvage that season by firing McCarthy and bringing in Belichick. It's not crazy to think that could happen.
When he brought back Bill Belichick.
Bill Belichick.
Anyone else ever noticed the spelling of his name? So isn't it Bill Belichick, not Bill Belichick? Everyone always says Bill Belichick.
Belichick.
Please be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for more content surrounding happenings of the NFL, the MLB, the NHL, the NBA, the NCAA, the ABCD, the NWA, sports world. Please subscribe.